Hi guys, Edwin here from the Woodwork Forum. I decided to record this video with regard to that ad, if you want to call it an ad, that I wrote there on the forum. I wanted to introduce myself to you guys, so that you sort of, would you consider working on this, that you know who you're going on board with. I think it might be important. Okay, I'm 60 years old, I'm Belgian. I'm living in South Africa since 2003. I love the country, I love the people. I can go back to Belgium any day because I still got a Belgian nationality. It's hell to get a South African a South African ID. But this is my home, so I consider myself a South African now. In Belgium, until my 45, more or less, I had my first company when I was 20 years old. I had a few then in between, 3 of them I sold. The one I built further, and it was a very successful roofing company. The last 5 years we worked on average with about 20 people in 4 or 5 teams across Flanders, which is the Flemish part of Belgium. I have no formal education. Unfortunately, my father decided that it was a good idea when I was 15 to become a plumber in his plumbing business. But so yeah, I have no formal education, but I've been a lifelong student anyway. I speak 3 languages fluently, Dutch, French and English. I also quite well understand German, Spanish, Afrikaans obviously, but it's difficult to speak Afrikaans because I tend to go to Flemish and then we get a deer mekaar, you know. So when at the end of that, when I stopped that country and decided to come to South Africa, I did this because obviously you're working on roofs, so you're working outside, and people who have been there in Europe, they know that Central Europe, it rains a lot during the winter months, cold, ice cold rain. I had the feeling that the hard work that we delivered in the summer, it got washed away during the winter. So it was always like up, down, up. There's a thing like seasonal income, but you know, the labor laws in Belgium are so tough for an employer that it became a drag for me, and I longed to do something else. I wanted to live in a sunny country, and that's how I ended up in South Africa. I did this by buying a shithole in St. Lucia, the Pelican Rest Camp, something like that. Maybe some of you might know it even. It was the worst place it were like army barracks in a state. So I bought that place, and the whole of St. Lucia was laughing with me when I came there. The guy that bought the Pelican. 3 years later, we opened Amazulu Lodge there. I will show you the pictures now. So I drew the plans of this thing. I built it with a local craftsman, the bricklayers, the plasterers, the guy who did roof touching, plumbing we did, obviously myself, electricity we did ourselves. We did the whole thing ourselves, from A to Z. We even made the concrete wash basins in the rooms. Okay, just to give you an idea, this was a horribly run down place, army barracks. Okay, here's that concrete wash basin again that I told you about. So yeah, I said it's not my intention to show off. The only thing that I want to show to you guys is that if you use your brains a bit, you think a bit out of the box, then you're willing to work, then things can be achieved, and basically that's it. But then I found out that tourism was not my thing. So I sold it. I had two partners at that time. I sold it to them. We're still in good contact. I made a website for them just now again. So when I sold it, because I made the first website for Amazulu Lodge when we opened it, because I needed to do the marketing, and that's where I found the work that I enjoy and that I'm still doing now. Web development, online marketing, and so forth and so on. I then started doing this with my wife. We married here in South Africa. She's Zulu. We started to create an online shop, but business to business online shop, promotional products for companies. That thing went very well. We grew in 7 years' time from our first year of 380,000 rand turnover, not profit, turnover, in 2011. There was just enough to keep the lights on and to pay the server. To 6 years later, 6 million turnover. So yeah, it went very well. But then Zuma decided to do his thing, and basically the wheels came off in the whole trade, let me say it like that. So then instead of developing our own website, I started developing websites for other people, and that's what we're still doing now. I got a few customers in Europe. I got a few tourism customers, mostly here in South Africa, a few other ones, but mostly tourism. And yeah, I keep busy, let me say it like that. I hope I will never ever have to go on a pension. I hope to one day when I'm 90 or something, that I fall dead on my keyboard here and that was it. And I will be a happy person. I'm not saying this to brag. I am saying this because I want you guys to know what you're looking at, all right? Because my proposal, my ad, if you want to call it like that, is not very common. Although I'm a business person, I'm a socialist. I've been moved for that many times. I have business friends in St. Lucia, they moved me many times over it. How can you think like a socialist? Some even call me a communist but that's because they don't understand it. How can you be a socialist and be a businessman at the same time? Well, I think you can. I think it's just a matter of fairness to the people you work with. I will never ever make millions where my staff has to scrape at the end of the month to get food. That's not gonna happen, not ever. So my idea was, because well, COVID happened, I suppose we all know, and businesses went down the drain, many of them. Because of my trade, I work a lot with import from China, and I started to struggle with that. I started to struggle with it because I think by myself, first of all, do we really need this stuff? Most of it we don't. I'm also a tree hugger. I'm a recycler. I just want to do the right thing for people, for planet. I'm left, I'm green, call it whatever you want. But I don't care about that. I am like that. But I also see business opportunities. And while I'm very busy here for myself already, my mind works 24/7. I got many irons in the fire. I thought this was an opportunity to not just drop it and let it go like I do with many things, because I know there's many people in South Africa in the woodwork forum that are very capable, but it's tough to reach a customer base, because first of all it's quite a bulky thing we made. Most of it is quite bulky, heavy. So yeah, that puts a few limitations on your market. There is an opportunity to work for to produce for dingen for the big box stores. What's it? Mr. Price Home and stuff like that. But they import from China, they import from India, and those prices are so cuck. It's near impossible. And also those things they get produced there with machinery, it's just thousands and thousands and thousands of the same things every month. And how, as a craftsman, can you compete with that? That's impossible. On the other hand, if you look around on Pinterest and you see the things people make with pallet wood, there's nice stuff there, and it's got character. It's not a fucking MDF painted piece of cupboard. It's got character, and people like it, and I think there's a market for it. But now we need to get it to that market, and that's where we need to start thinking. So I have been thinking. I think the whole day. I think always. I think at night. I wake up with solutions in the morning. So now we need to start thinking. And I thought by myself, what if we think a bit out of the box? We make pallet furniture, but simple furniture for local people all across South Africa. Affordable, very affordable, because God knows there's many people that need to live on a small budget at the moment. So we design Flatpack furniture, simple, solid, recuperated from pallets, Flatpack furniture. We can do this as a group. People, if we set this up correctly, we can basically get a designer, a good CAD designer. Even if we got someone in the organization that's good at it, I mean, why not? Obviously. So we get the CAD designs ready with all the measurements and all the stuff. We discuss it together, how practically we can make this, that it's easy and quick to build the parts. And then we distribute the plans to the members, to the people that want to join in. We distribute the plans, And if you have time, because a lot of people have time now, because there's not much work, because there's not much money, and custom is expensive. I'm not saying you guys need to stop doing custom work, anything but that, please do. But instead of sitting, I mean, pallet wood is not that expensive if you, well, it's cheap. So instead of sitting, prep some parts. We can, if we even want to, we can chop it up, and company 1 makes part 1, 2, 3, company 2 makes part 4, 5, 7, company 3 makes part X, Y, Z, just to streamline it. Less changing machines, less changing molds. Instead of making one and then making the top, make 50 sideboards. Look, I don't know if anything of this makes sense to you guys. You can shoot me as much as you want to. I've got no problem with that. But if you think there's an idea there, and if you think we can create some job here in South Africa, make a nice product that's affordable, God knows, maybe we will be able to one time ship it to bloody China. Let me know what you guys think, and we will take it from there. I'm not pulling anyone, I'm not pushing anyone. I just thought that the idea was too good to just put it in my big box of ideas. That's it, guys. Cheers.